Hey guys, this is Zebra Girl, and today I'm bringing you part 9 of Static and Love, and this is called Dark to the Rescue. It's been a few days after you were kidnapped by Wilfrod, and Mark and Lucas were getting restless. Dark, we need to get going. Dark got his bag ready. So, is everyone ready? Oh yeah, when I see that son of a bitch, I'm going to... Then Lucas gasped, Uncle Mark said I swear. Sorry, buddy. Okay guys, be quiet. I need to concentrate. Dark then put his hands out and they started to smoke. Then he fires them at the wall, and that used to be Molly's room, and a black portal appeared. Is that where Mummy is? Dark looked at Lucas. Yes, but it might be scary when we enter. Lucas put on a brave face. I'm not scared of anything. We will save her, Lucas. Don't worry. Lucas then looked at Mark. Yeah, we will. Then you all slowly entered the portal, only to be teleported onto a path that was surrounded by graves, with ghosts all around them. But as this is a different world, the demon forms can't be hidden, so Dark's horns were revealed and his wings were shown, and Lucas's little horns were shown and his small wings too. Then Dark turned to Mark and Lucas. Listen, this graveyard is filled with people that Wilfrod has killed, and the spirits are to roam here for all eternity. So if you see a ghost, walk slowly and don't talk. Lucas then pointed. Like that one? The ghost looked over at them, then Dark covered his mouth, and the ghost walked off. Yes, let's go. They slowly walked through the graveyard, surrounded by ghosts. Then they saw Wilfrod's mansion. Is that his mansion? Dark turned and nodded, then all the ghosts stopped and looked at them. Don't move, Dark said, replying to Mark's question. Then all the ghosts started to scream and run towards them quickly. Everyone run! Dark shouted. They all started to run towards the mansion. Then Lucas shouted, Daddy! Dark turned to see Lucas on the floor with a ghost on his ankles. Mark, keep going. I will catch up. Mark nodded and continued to run. Dark ran to Lucas and picked him up and quickly ran with Mark. But Mark stood still as more ghosts started to surround them. Daddy, are we gonna die? He placed Lucas down. No, we're not. He then closed his eyes and a shadow came out of the ground, and it multiplied, ready to stop the ghosts. He opened his eyes, then grabbed Lucas, picked him up again and began to run. They will buy us some time. They ran for a very long time until they reached the golden gates leading to Wilfrod Wolfstash's mansion. Lucas hugged Dark. I don't want to see Uncle Wilfrod. He scares me. Dark and Mark looked at him. Don't worry, we won't let him hurt you again. Not on our watch. Lucas smiled. They entered through the gate, but the path was still all grey, but there was flowers everywhere. Dark looked angrily. These flowers were supposed to impress her. It looked like it, Dark. Then they heard giggling. They slowly made their way to the sound and hid behind the wall, and Dark peeked over to see what was happening. He saw Wilfrod and Molly walking down the path to a swing set, but Molly had pink chains on her hands. Dark turned to Mark and Lucas. Well, Dark, what is it? He has her in chains and she looks so messy. Let's go then. Dark nodded in agreement and they slowly walked and hid in the bush to see Molly in view. She was on the swings with a false smile on, and Wilfrod was pushing her slowly. But then Dark noticed her belly was a bit round, and that's when he snapped. He jumped out of the bushes. "Wilfrod!" he screamed. Wilfrod grabs you by the chains and makes you stand next to him. "Dark, so good to see you. Thanks for the visit." Then Mark and Lucas came out. "Dark, you could have said you had a child. Then I wouldn't have shot him. I would have killed him instead. I thought he was just a friend of Molly's." "You sicko," Mark said. "You would kill your own nephew?" Wilfrod laughed and then pulled out his small gun and placed it against your head, but you didn't move. "I will kill anyone who goes against me." You looked at Lucas with a smile, and then looked at Dark and Mark. "Just seeing you guys again makes me so happy." Lucas's eye begins to glow and he closes his eyes only to read your mind, and he gasps. "You're hurt, Mummy. You did stuff to her that hurt her, and stuff that boyfriend and girlfriends do." Wilfrod smirked. "Yeah, I did, and I loved every single minute of it." You started to cry, revealing those memories, and then Lucas speaks to you through your mind. "If you turn your head to Uncle Wilfrod, you'll be able to headbutt him and run to us. Can you do that?" You looked at Lucas and smiled. You turned your head to Wilfrod to him, and he looked back at you. He was about to kiss you when you headbutted him, causing him to let go of your chains, and you ran to Dark and he caught you. He hugged you so gently. "I'm so sorry, Molly. I'm so sorry." You smile. "It's okay, Dark. It's okay." Wilfrod gasped as he shouted, "You bitch!" He then shot his gun, and you waited for it to hit you. But you turned to see Lucas in front with his wings protecting you. His eye was glowing a deep dark red. "Now, no one shoots my mother!" Then Lucas puts both his hands out and dark electricity starts to form. Wilfrod starts to shoot at Lucas, but a force field was protecting them. But you didn't know where it was coming from. Dark let go of you and he closed his eyes, making a shadow so large that it went in front of him, and the shadow grabbed Wilfrod, and held him steady as he struggled to let out of his grip. Lucas then grinned. "Why not? You go back in your cage." Then a massive bolt of lightning hit Wilfrod, only to start to fry him as he was screaming in pain. Then the electricity ripped off his top to reveal his chest. "For all the pain you've caused, I think Mummy deserves something for her troubles." Then the electricity starts to open Wilfrod's chest to show a pink, glowing heart. The dark electricity then grabs his heart and starts to drain it of his power. Then Lucas stops. He closes the wounds and surrounds him in dark chains, while Dark turns the shadow into a cage and traps him inside. Lucas then turns to his mom, only for her to go on his level. "I've drained the bad power from this, Mummy. So, can I place this in your heart?" You look at Mark and he smiled. Then you looked at Dark and he nodded your head, and you turned back to Lucas. "Yes, you can." He then placed the ball by your heart. The light slowly made its way into your heart. Then a white light starts to come out of your mouth and lifts you up into the sky, covering you in a cocoon of light, then disappears moments later. As the light slowly disappears and reveals you. You look at yourself quickly. You're wearing a white dress and your hair has white tips. Then you see some white feathers falling from the sky. You turn to your back to reveal white angel wings, and you laugh. You then get lowered to the ground to feel the grass between your feet. And Dark, Mark and Lucas all run to you and hug you. "What happened to me?" you said. Then Lucas said, I got rid of the bad magic from it and replaced it with good magic. It saw how much of a good person you are, so it turned into, well, an angel. Well, half an angel. Then Wilfrod screamed, "Let me go!" You all turned to him, and you walk up to him. And smiled. You know, none of this would have happened if you hadn't kidnapped me, Wilfrod, so thank you. He looked at you with confusion, and then you turn your back and walk with your family and ask, "Mark, why don't you become something?" Mark shook his head in disagreement. "No, I'm good being mortal, thank you." Then Dark said, "Oh, with these new powers that you've got, you're immortal and you've got some powers, but they won't develop yet. But they will come. Hey, let's go home. I can't stand to be around here anymore." You all laugh as you start to walk off. "I will get you for this!" shouted Wilfrod, but no one looked back. Then Google came out to see everyone and walked over. "Master Mark and Master Dark, so good to see you again." Dark smiled. "Good to see you too, Google. We can't stay, so make sure Wilfrod doesn't leave his cage, please." "Right away, sir. I've never liked him in the first place anyway." Google smiled and walked towards the cage. Then Mark asked, "Can't we take him with us?" "He isn't part of the human world. No one's ready to face that tech." You all face the wall and you put your hands on the wall. Close your eyes and another portal appears. Everyone walks in it, but before you do, you turn to the cage and see him. You felt bad, but for what he did to you, but what they did was good. He looked at you with another smirk on his face, and you entered the portal, ending up in your room. Everything from Wilfred's room that he had made for you was there, but it was all black and purple like your old room. You hugged each other in excitement and said, "Hey, why don't you and Uncle Mark go and play some video games?" Mark looked at Lucas with a smile. "Let's go, champ." Then they both walk out the room, and you and Dark sit on the bed and he holds your hand. "So, are you going to get rid of it?" "No, I'm not." "Why not? He hurt you and made you like this, and it could be evil like him. And we will raise it not to be evil. We'll make it good and happy. And you'll be the happy daddy." "But I'm not the dad, though." "He didn't know I was pregnant, so he has no knowledge of this, so you will be its father." You both smile and get hugged as Dark puts his hand on your belly and he feels a kick, and you laugh. It looks like he's going to be a fighter. You both laugh and exit the room and join in the games. Okay, that was part 9. I hope you enjoyed. This one isn't as graphic as the last 3 have been, which I still do apologise for, but I hope you enjoyed. Maybe Wilfred's finally got what he deserved and will be locked in that cage for a very long time. But who knows in these stories? See you in part 10. Bye, guys!